is Jeff Mathias, and I am the training and marketing director over here at First Response Solar. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about a new club in our bag, which was non-export systems that can go very well with Net Billing Tariff and Net Energy Metering. So a couple other blogs out here on the First Response website. One talks about net energy metering. In the past, we've had NEM 1 and NEM 2. They have allowed us to get near retail credit for any solar we export to grid. April of the last year, that system was removed and went to Net Billing Tariff. Net Billing Tariff, now when we export systems, we only get wholesale credit for that power that's going out to the grid. So we really, it's not as attractive as the old NEM. One of the issues we've always had with NEM, and we've told customers over the years, is that if you have a good NEM program, you may not want to add solar to it, because if you do, you will lose your grandfathering most likely. And in losing that grandfathering, you would go to the net billing tariff now. So instead of getting full retail credit, somewhere between 30 and 60 cents retail credit for your solar exports, you'll get roughly 8 cents under NBT. So what has happened under net billing tariff is it has allowed us to go to a place where now under net billing tariff, we can add non-export systems. What a non-export system is basically a system that is self-contained. It could be solar only, but usually it's going to be paired with batteries, and I'll explain that in a minute, where let's say we're adding some loads. Let's look over here for a second. So let's say, for example, we're going to be adding things like new car chargers for our electric cars, or we may be adding heat pumps to heat and cool our air in our home, as well as maybe water. We may be adding, let's say, a new ADU, an additional dwelling unit. We may be adding pools or hot tubs, and all these addeds I can put on a separate subpanel. To that subpanel, then I can add solar and storage. And in doing so, as long as that system does not send any power out to the grid, I can have that system on my property and not lose the net energy metering of my legacy PV system. So it's a beautiful way now to basically expand our systems. And it kind of has a win-win-win attribute. It's a win for the consumer because they can lower their costs, and they can basically keep the costs down by not having to bring in power from PG&E to run these systems. During the daytime, when we're producing excess solar, instead of exporting it to the grid at very low rates like we would in the past, we can be storing it to a battery system so we can use it at night. It's a benefit to the grid because it does not, as we add and electrify our homes, it is not putting any more demand on the grid in terms of, i.e., needing to pull in more power from the grid, because these battery systems or solar systems will be offloading that. And it's a benefit to the environment, of course, because we won't be burning any fossil fuels to basically make this happen. So it's a real nice concept in how to make it all work for a customer. Another really nice thing with this configuration, and there's other ways to do it, but this is a subpanel configuration. One of the benefits of the subpanel configuration is it can also be used with a backup panel. I can take all my backup loads here, my wells, my refrigerators, anything that I am needing backed up at my house. It might be my mini split, my dishwasher, my washing machines, the things that I want to have ability to use when the power is out. And when the power is up, all those loads now are not going to be I'm not going to be pulling power from PG&E. I'm going to use my solar and my storage to basically keep those loads locally here. I'm not going to export any power to PG&E, so it does affect my sizing. But now when the grid goes down, everything on that subpanel will be available to me to be used in an outage situation. So it is a very nice way to work with that system. So I encourage you to go through some of these blogs. Net billing, this non-export system has really been a really nice club in our bag to allow customers that for years have not really wanted to expand their systems because they didn't want to lose their net energy metering, to now expand their systems and to offset a bigger percentage of their PG&E power bill, as we're seeing 65 to 70% PG&E cost increases over the last 4 years. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the show.